So the top 8 killers, this brings it home. This is the reality of the sector, that our farmers are working hard to bring our food in, and they're putting very often their lives at risk. When I say farmers, I use it collectively to refer to farm workers, farmers, and anyone employed actively in the sector. There are many traditional risks in the sector. So we've got farm vehicles. I mean, the Irish figures are there because they're the figures we could find. We don't have figures for all countries, and this is a problem I'll come to. But farm vehicles, tractors, quads are a growing risk, particularly for the young who think they're often a toy to play on the farm. Chainsaw use. This really needs to be looked after, and we need a proper certification. Pesticides and chemicals. This committee is at the moment engaged in many discussions on this issue, but at the end of the day, long-term effects, there are cancer links, there are other links that really we need to protect our farmers. Musculoskeletal disorders, and it happens to be European Week against musculoskeletal disorders this week, and agriculture is the top sector when it comes to these risks. So noise and hearing loss. And asbestos removal. How many farms have asbestos roofs that are over 30 years old? This is probably one of the most challenging issues. It's a labour market issue, because there is a correlation between the type of contract and the risk factors for the workers involved. And when I say workers, this includes anyone active or productive, from self-employed to mobile migrant workers to older workers, family workers. You can imagine the long list of different types of engagement in this sector. The big challenge here is that the European legislation on safety and health at work does not apply to the self-employed. It only applies to 20% of workers in the sector, based on, for example, French figures, if we look at France. The next point, we don't have a directive in agriculture, but they did something interesting in fisheries, and this is something you could look at. The fisheries, DG MAR, the Council for Fisheries, adopted the ILO Convention on Work in Fisheries. And there is a convention on safety in agriculture. And this is one of the recommendations we gave. If we look, Belgium, Finland, France, Luxembourg, Portugal, Sweden, and Slovakia have all adopted this convention. And the EU normally leads the way. But I think this is something that we're not exactly leading the way.